Winners ink. What is it? Winners only ink. This is some kind of computer switch, and I can never remember. I remember trying it, but I didn't like it. It was just really in the way, you know, it's too bulky. When I had that Commodore all set up, but I just cleaned it up here, and it's pretty well made. Metal case. The outlets are real nice, and the circuitry inside is nice. Got a fuse back there, nice cable on it, and it's all pretty clean inside. And the switches are pretty nice. They're not bad. You got a master, auxiliary 2, auxiliary 1. Then you can go to your printer, your monitor, computer. So 5 things all together. Your master, you can just turn it all on one time. Or say you just wanted to do the printer and the computer or the monitor, you can go like that. But I remember trying it, didn't like it, and for the most part it was just kind of in the way, you know. And it was pretty nice when I remember when I first got it. I got it with some kind of stuff I bought. And there's another one, this one here, which is about the same thing. Got your master, computer, monitor. These feel kind of cheap. This one feels kind of cheap, and it's a little bit longer. I guess you can put something on it. And it's got a crack on it there. And this one says it's made in China. But this one, I think it said, this one feels a little bit more sturdier. And just got your safety tips there, made in Taiwan. The little feet on the bottom. But I took it all apart, cleaned it out, wasn't too dirty inside, and it's a pretty neat little switch. I mean, you still use it for something. Got the master on, so if something's plugged in, you know, I can come over here and turn it on. That's pretty neat. It just feels more sturdier than the other one. The other one feels kind of cheap. But I don't remember really using them. I remember trying one of them, and I think it was this one that I tried because it was a little bit smaller. Just with that Commodore stuff, because you had to turn everything on separately with that computer. You had to turn the computer on, turn the disk drives on, turn the monitor on. So, to say if you had it hooked up here and you had a printer, you would go computer, monitor, disk drive. Okay, here's all the cables, but this is what I wanted to show you in this. You ever seen a joystick? This was my slick stick. And let me show you the feature that it had. You put air in it. No, actually, you don't put air in it. It broke on me a long time ago, and I took it apart, and I went out to the garage and I said, you know what this looks like? This looks exactly like a tire wheel valve stem. So I got this valve stem and put it in there, and it worked great. I've been using it ever since. Well, back then, but it worked great, and it still works, and it's really strong because it broke at the base there where the ball is, and this valve stem has a brass ball on it, the bottom, and it fit right in there perfectly, and it still works. So that's pretty neat. Just put that one out. These are getting a little brighter. This one I just put out, you can see that it's yellow. And this one's getting brighter. There's the front. It's getting wider. It's got it sitting here outside in the sun and been keeping it wet, just letting it sit out here. So we're going to see this one changing white here pretty soon. Come along. This little spring goes right there on the keyboard before this goes on. And then there's these little screws on the back, hundreds of them. Now you gotta solder these little wires back on. I think I can get that on there. That ought to work. That one might have to bend it out a little bit. It's not lining up. Move on to the next one. Not lining up. Well, just got to line them up on there. Push them down like I did the other ones. This little thing goes with this. And it sits in here and it's a real pain to get in. I'm not going to be able to do it, but somehow it sits like that, and then this goes like that, and then the keyboard has to go on. Okay, working on the 128. This plug here in the back, which was this one, I put this on there years ago, and I think it was to use the Commodore 64 plug, but even though it's not the same plug, I think I modified it just so I could use. Well, I think I just modified it just to have the plug in the back because the side one annoyed me. It was pull out of the wall when you pull it. So I think I put it there in the back. And so I don't know if I'm going to put this back in there, but you see the crappy job I did. But this went in there, and then I had this connected to the power. So you could just plug it in right here from the back. We'll see. Alright, there's the after retrobriting. And it's not all together. I got this piece still. I just put the keyboard back in just to have a look at it. Still thinking about what I'm going to do here to that plug, if I'm going to leave that or not. But I did this piece and the disk drive and a couple other things. But I just wanted to show you all this. This one came out real nice, a lot brighter than it was. And there you see the keyboard computer there. And I'll show you the before and after. It came out pretty good. Not bad at all. Cleaned up really good. Keys still have a little bit of a gloss on them, but you know it is used. But there it is. Well, battery on the camera's dying, so I guess I'm going to wrap this up here.